Brace your shots! I will draw it from me!
Hi, this is my analysis of the gameplay and reveal of the new God of War, which was shown at Sony's E3 2016 PlayStation conference. Something that you might be wondering is if the game is a reboot of the franchise or if it is connected to the other games. I personally think that this is a sequel to the other games, and I'm going to show you why I think that. First off, we can see that Kratos has aged quite a bit since we last saw him, and it certainly looks like it is the Kratos we know from the other games. He now has a son, and it is my guess that Kratos has moved on from the events of God of War 3.
Your mother's knife. It belongs to you now.
He says to his son that his mother's knife is now his, and that probably means that she has died not too long before this gameplay video takes place.
She taught you to hunt, yes?
Yes, sir.
Then show me what you know. I am hungry.
If we pause it right here, we can see that he has a mark on his stomach. Now, at the end of God of War 3, Kratos takes the blade of Olympus and stabs himself in the stomach with it, and we see him fall to the ground, dying. But there is an after the credits scene, where we see the ground on which Kratos died, and he is no longer there. And I think this is what confirms that this is, in fact, the same Kratos from the previous games. If we continue on to where the gameplay starts, and I have to say that this game is visually stunning, we can immediately see a big change from previous God of War games, which relied heavily on fixed camera angles. It looks like this time the player will be in complete control of the camera. We can also see that he no longer has the chains of Olympus around his wrists along with his blades, but instead an axe that seems to be imbued with some sort of power, something you'll see a little later. He also carries what looks like a blowing horn, which might be a tool you can use in combat, and is probably, like the axe, imbued with the power.
What are you doing?
Kratos is teaching his son how to hunt, and it seems like Santa Monica is going for a more emotional story this time, delving into the relationship between a father and a son, and it instantly made me think of the relationship that Joel and Ellie had in The Last of Us. Moving on to the combat, it looks like they are taking a more personal, up-close style of combat. As you can see, his axe begins to glow with some sort of power, and it is probably some type of godly weapon. He can freely throw the weapon, and he can retract it back into his hand.
I can help you fight. I'm ready.
You have yet to prove that.
I need a chance.
You had a chance.
I need another.
Then find that deer.
Moving on to the next combat encounter, let's listen to what the enemy has to say. I don't know what he's actually saying, it sounds like another language, but there was one word that I recognized, Valhalla. This might not be the word he's actually saying, but it does sound like it. Valhalla is a part of Norse mythology, and it is an enormous hall that is located in Asgard, home of the Norse gods and ruled by the god Odin. Valhalla is the hall warriors would be sent to if they died bravely in combat. This implies that the game is set in Norse mythology and not Greek mythology like the previous games. My theory is that Santa Monica has unified the worlds of Greek mythology and Norse mythology. How Kratos ended up here though remains to be seen. If we fast forward a bit, it shows that Kratos still has a Spartan rage meter, further proving that this is the same Kratos, as he's a Spartan. And if it really is set in Norse mythology, a Spartan rage meter wouldn't make sense if it is a reboot. Later in the video, some text appears and says that a new location has been discovered, implying that the game might be open world. As we saw earlier, there were multiple paths to take before they headed towards the bridge. At the end of the video we see a dragon, and dragons will probably have a major role in the game as they are a big part of Norse mythology. Finally we see the title of the game, God of War, but why didn't they include the 4 in the title? My guess is because they wanted to start fresh on a new system with a completely new chapter in Kratos' life, and to make it more accessible to newcomers of the franchise. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think about the new God of War. Please subscribe if you want more videos like this.